We don't want any crimes happening with firearms. We don't like illegal activity with firearms.
Steve Dowdy is the owner of Bob's Gun Shop in Norfolk.
That's a Taurus, 9mm. It's a G2.
One of our more popular guns. Let it go. Yeah.
For more than 75 years, the store has helped supply Hampton Roads gun owners. But Dowdy and his team are also keeping an eye out, making sure their firearms don't fall into the wrong hands.
Nobody wants people that aren't supposed to have guns to get them.
Dowdy and others are raising awareness about what's called straw purchasing.
Straw purchasing is when an individual acquires a product for a third party that the third party would normally not be able to legally purchase or acquire themselves.
Raj Parekh is the acting U.S. Attorney for Virginia's Eastern District.
Disrupting the flow of illegally trafficked firearms is critical to reducing the painful toll that gun violence inflicts on our communities and our loved ones.
I can tell you straw purchasing is on the rise.
We first heard the term last year when talking with Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone about tracking guns in Hampton Roads. Parekh says straw purchasing of firearms poses a significant threat to communities.
Because it places guns in the hands of unlicensed and potentially dangerous individuals.
A recent case from the Hampton Roads area involving two men, Omar Lawrence and Hassan Radi.
He enlisted the help of Omar Lawrence, who is also from the region, and I should mention he was a sergeant in the U.S. Army Reserves. He had no criminal record, and Radi enlisted Lawrence to be his straw purchaser.
Parekh says Lawrence, over time, straw purchased 43 firearms for Radi.
Parekh says through their investigation, of those 43 firearms illegally straw purchased in Hampton Roads, 6 were tied to crimes, 4 in Philadelphia and 1 each in Baltimore and Virginia Beach. The Philadelphia cases involved 2 shootings and 2 other incidents resulting in gun charges. And Parekh tells us the gun used in one of the Philadelphia cases was a drive-by shooting that was found in a stolen car in New Jersey.
It really illustrates the point that although straw purchasers often do not know where the firearms they illegally purchase will end up or how they will be used, that's what makes this crime so dangerous.
Parekh says ATF agents investigated the guns recovered by Philadelphia police, and it was collaboration between his office, the ATF, FBI, and other agencies that led to Lawrence and Radi's prosecution.
Serial numbers then can be traced back to the original purchaser, and that gives us intelligence on, where did this gun come from, who purchased it, where did they purchase it. When the firearms were recovered in these Philadelphia crimes, the serial numbers from the weapons, they were loaded into an ATF database. And the ATF agents soon learned that Lawrence bought the guns at federally licensed gun dealerships in Hampton Roads.
Officials were able to seize 30 unlawfully acquired weapons trafficked by the two. Earlier this year, Lawrence was sentenced to 78 months and Radi 57 months in prison.
And because of our collective efforts, these defendants received significant sentences, and the straw gun networks that they contributed to were dealt a critical blow.
Prohibited possessor of a firearm is anything. It can be a rifle, shotgun, or handgun.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, Dowdy says his shop has ways to seek out potential straw purchasers.
It's very hard to determine, a lot of times if somebody is straw purchasing. We'll have 2 people in the store at the same time, and one tries to buy it and then finds out that he can't purchase. Maybe he's not a state resident. Does it look like somebody's picking it out and another person is buying it? That's the big thing that we look for.
He tells me ATF officials work with his store to educate their staff on straw purchasing. But what do local law enforcement see?
8 times out of 10, those guns that are used in a crime are illegal guns.
When we return,
You have to say, well, how'd they get the damn gun to start with?